just to basically get it.
Yep, and then we can check it in the lounge as well, because it's supposed to be on the TVs, and
That's it. Yeah.
we've got the projector screen down for it in the as well.
So if you plug that into that receiver, right.
sort of football principle here. Okay. Enjoy. The order is Callum, Ben, Steve. Good morning and welcome. Good morning and welcome to the course at the Footgolf Association of England English Open 2026. Join us live on hole one as one of the main groups about to head off in round one this morning. This group has Callum Haig, world number one Ben Clark, Ali Janjua, and Pedham Place player Stephen Kennedy. Try and catch a quick word with Ben Clark, if that's all right. Ben, Callum, we're live on YouTube this morning into the camera. I wonder if you just a quick word about today, expectations, how you
Feeling good. I need to sleep. Good little breakfast. I think the goal is to keep big man. I think if you do that, you're in a good place. I'm sure he's probably not thinking the same thing about me, but yeah, I think the focus on round one is just, play pretty safe. You don't need to go chasing it. Just focus on enjoying your football, and usually good things happen.
Yeah, 3 rounds, nothing silly to start. Keep going. Ben, feelings ahead of today and the weekend?
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's a tough course, tough start. So yeah, just try and stay in contention, don't lose it today, and yeah, do what we can and score well, hopefully.
Amazing. Good luck to you both. We'll see you around on the course. Thank you very much. So there you are. I heard it from two of the possible favourites of the weekend, Ben Clark, Craig. It's a tough start, as they say. There's been a few people in the water. You can see the pond just behind me. Unless you stay high right on the fairway here, you're dragging it into the pond. The weather conditions, the pond around the outside is dry at the moment, so you can play it out. But that's not where we want to be. So I'll move out a shot while we get these teeing off and follow them around the course. We'll probably stay here on the first tee box for the next 40 minutes or so, and then we'll be out roaming around the course. So Callum Haig. So out to the right-hand side. It's chasing around. You can see how fast it is running down the hill. That should be okay there, and that is A1 position. So as he said, fairly safe. It's the grass is damp. We had a lot of rain here in Oakhampton again overnight, so conditions are a little bit slippery underfoot. The course is not fast. Ben with his usual run up and power. That's one of the longer ones we've seen today, and in A1 position. You can see the at the top of the hill, you've got the bunker and the big tree up on the left-hand side. That's where they should all be aiming after their second shots, up on that right-hand side with the angle into the green. Stephen Kennedy's play. Really good. And last year he put it behind the stump on the right-hand side and didn't have a shot, but it's a big group for Stephen Kennedy, this one. Lots of big players in there. Hopefully that should bring him along. As long as he stays on their coattails and does nothing silly, should be okay. London Footgolf Ali Janjua started a lot straighter, but it was a really good connection. And that is 4 really, really well positioned tee shots. That's just about stopped. Yeah, you can't get much better than that. As I said, their shots from there should be aiming out towards the left, out towards that bunker. You can probably see just about at the top of the hill that the flag is fluttering, tucked in on the right-hand side. So that's actually behind a big mound. So you need that left to right approach for your third shot. This is a par 5. It's definitely not reachable in 2. You're up there in 3 at best, and then trying to putt for a birdie or move away with a par. Nothing silly on the first hole. So as I said, we are at the Ashbury and Manor Resort. We are at the Oakwood course, hole 1, Footgolf Association English Open 2026. Thank you for joining us. We are live on Facebook, StreamYard, and YouTube. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment as much as you like. And we'll try and bring you lots of good action today from round 1. And I believe we might be out on site later for the pairs. If not, we will bring you live updates on the scoring via social media. I think Stephen Kennedy will be very, very happy with these first 2 opening shots of the afternoon. Absolute brilliant positioning. That's a long way up still from there, though. It goes up to the bunker, up onto the first plateau of the green, and then there's a second plateau before getting out to the back. Callum Haig, a little bit further up the fairway, probably a little bit of a bigger hitter. And he opens it up even more, gets that 20 or 30 yards further up the fairway, tucked in behind the bunker. That is an absolutely brilliant position to be in. So Ali Janjua, you're not going to go far wrong if you copy Callum and Ben. Although Ali and Stephen are good players in their own right, but let's see how far Ben can get up there. The bunker's in play here for Ben. Just means to be nothing silly. Starts it out right, swings it in, and it needs to come a little bit further across to the left. Yeah, there's nothing short of brilliant from Ben Clark again, and nothing short of what we'd expect. That's a simple side foot pass up to the hole from there. Eagle putts. So the next group come to the tee box. We have Carl Baker-May, Zach Mattioli, Chris Lewis, and Talon Anir. As you might have heard the dulcet tones of Carl Brown there in the background, who's our starter here on the first hole. Carl Baker-May, England captain, and Talon and Chris Lewis from the southwest. And Zach Mattioli, who has come all the way over from the US. He was one of our players here last year. And again, he's come all the way over from the US again this year, all the way out from Chicago down to New York and over to us. It's good to see Zach here again. A great player, always a really bubbly and happy person. Although he does look a bit tired this morning. We'll just come in and listen to the announcement.
So you jump in one of the buggies, either Carl or Tan. So which one are you in? Tan, so you're in KBM's buggy, yeah? Okay, so you've all got scorecards. Are in live, yeah? Yeah, you got scorecard?
I don't have a scorecard, but was there one in the?
Yeah.
There's one in the car.
No, I've got one for the car.
You ordered your own.
Okay, we have to turn them in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is at the end of your round, one player takes all the scorecards.
Okay.
So they're all signed or checked or handed. Okay. So, play from the blue tees, gents. All right. Golf carts have to stick on the pathways. If they are on the course and you see, they're all the shot fences. All the same. Okay, so holes 4 and 5 will wide stakes on both holes. Okay. Hole 13.
I think that's Stephen Kennedy just running up to mark his ball. He's got up onto the green from where he is. It's a long par putt left to right green. Sun's coming out here. said, we had a lot of rain overnight. Ground is drying up, but when it gets hot here, it does dry up quickly. Moisture, I think, in the air. So we look forward to a lovely afternoon. The forecast is for no more rain across the weekend, but with Oakhampton, you can never tell. It bubbles up over the hills and comes down without any notice. So we will see how we get on. We're prepared for all weathers, as are the players. Looking forward to exciting weekend. Carl, would you mind if we had a quick word, please, sir? So we're live at the moment. Carl Baker-May, England captain. Just to get your thoughts on preparation for the event and expectations for the weekend.
Yeah, it was a good practice round yesterday. Courses are fantastic, like they always are here. I mean, we're very, very lucky that we can come down here every year and play on the courses. And given the weather that we've had, I mean, we haven't had, apart from yesterday, I don't think we've had rain down here for about 6 weeks. So, given the weather, they've got the courses green in really good condition. The greens are, or the Footgolf greens are probably the best greens that we've had here over the years. Normally they are really quick, but this year they're a little bit slower, which is good for us. And yeah, obviously I want to finish as high as possible. I go into every tournament wanting to be successful. If I get in the top 10 again, I'll take that. Done that so far. So yeah, try and recap 2023, but if not, then we just try and finish as high as possible.
I think we need to give some kudos to Pete and Ryan and the team here for the course condition and the work they do behind the scenes with all the markers and the pamphlets and all the rest of it. So an amazing course, and we're really lucky to be here and great numbers again. So what are you looking for in round one today?
I'm not going to really look at the leaderboard. I'm just going to play. I think on this course, particularly if you start looking and start trying to force stuff, that's when you really come in trouble. So if we can get in a few under par, I think I'll take that. But it's really limiting the mistakes on here. I think bogeys are going to happen. So anyone that goes bogey free round here has done an incredible round. So yeah, if we can just try and limit the damage as much as possible, and then there's a few holes where you can just really attack and try and pick up some shots. So if we can do that, then it should be okay.
Yeah, like 3 rounds, nothing silly round one. I think everyone's thinking the same. Try and avoid the water, try and stop it going out of bounds, and so good luck for today.
Thank you, mate.
Hope it goes well, and we'll catch up with you later on. So there you go, England captain Carl Baker-May there, and I think the messages from everyone this weekend are avoid trouble, try and keep it safe. As Chris Hopton very often says, boring Footgolf is the way to play. Nothing silly, keep it on the short stuff, and you can't go far wrong. This is a tough course, as Carl said. I think anyone going bogey free around the Oakwood course this weekend will be in with a chance, because it is a very, very tough course. But these are the levels we're working at. This is the English Open. This should be one of the toughest courses on the calendar. So I'll step back out of the way and we'll watch these tee off. So Carl Baker-May on the tee box. And that is a big shot. There's a lot of air on that. It's gone up to the right-hand side. Again, big hitter, Carl. That's that has gone a long way. Again, great position. Swing it in behind the bunker. So up at the top of the course, that was Ben Clark popping in. Can't quite see what that was for, but that group 4 walking off. So Zach Mattioli from the US, probably the thinnest ankles I've ever seen in my life, but a very powerful player. It's our Left foot is perfect for these for this opening hole. There's a good mix of left and right foot holes around the course. Plenty of water, plenty of bunkers, plenty of trouble. Chris Lewis taking a very narrow line, and I think unfortunately that is going to pop into the lake. As we said earlier, the outside of the lake is dry, so whilst it's a yellow-red hazard staked lake, you should be able to play it. The ball won't be wet; it will be on solid-ish ground underfoot. Alan Near taking a very tight line as well. That is either going to be very good or unlucky. Fortunately, that has just gone in as well. The only advantage of going in the lake there is they're a little bit further up. They've got a good angle to get out. It's just whether they've got a stance and can get any power on the ball. So we will see as they go up the course how that looks. So we'll follow this group up, but the next group behind them will be another big group. These are all of these groups here are absolutely stacked today. I think Christopher Anderson had a really good start early on. We'll give you an update with the leaderboard as we start updating the scores once everyone's underway. But this next group is Steve Bastin, Dan James, Lee Bennett and Roy Roberts. And plenty of experience, plenty of skill and expertise. So I think Chris Lewis, despite thinking it was going to be dry, was actually a little bit wet there. Looks like he took the drop out of the pond. Talon is just going to go in and see what he's looking like now as well. So some have been lucky and some have been unlucky. Chris Hopton was in there earlier and able to play. Talon is stepping cautiously in there. I'm not sure if he's picking up or whether he's going to try and play it. But Carl Baker May's second shot in absolutely A1 position. So yeah, Talon's managed to play it. At least he's 2 and not 3. So he's playing his third shot from there. Unsure where Chris Lewis ended up. I think he's up by the pond on the right-hand side, which is the one that comes down 18. So Talon and Near, third shot. It's a par 5, so he's still got a chance. It's just fallen short of the bunker, but that gives him a lovely, lovely opening. Just a reminder, we are on the hole 1 tee box for the Footgolf Association English Open Manor and Ashbury Resort. A prestigious event, and as you can see, we now have blue skies and the sun is shining. So Carl Brown is just giving the opening talk to the group here as Marshall, reminding them that whilst there is live scoring through Golf Genius, the others need to have their own scorecard, paper scorecard, and the scores on there as well. And they will all come in at the end with the scores You can follow our live leaderboard. There are links on our social media accounts, or it's Footgolf Association of England live leaderboards in Google, and you will find the links. You can keep up to date with all of the round one scores from both this course here on Oakwood and on the Forest course, which was the Pines course from last year. Round one split across the two courses, and that will be reversed tomorrow. So that for the opening 2 rounds, everyone has played both courses. So, Carl, strong side foot up. The weight on that is absolutely perfect. That is going to be leaving himself. It's only just missed the hole for an eagle, so he's going to have a lovely tap-in birdie on the first. And honestly, he couldn't have played that hole any better.
Hi, well, boys. Good luck. The forward group. On the, you get a free relief. Can you move it down to the lower level? No, you're not close to the hole. Okay.
Dan, have you got 2 minutes? I've got 30 seconds. What are your thoughts today ahead of round one?
Try and survive Oakwood. It's definitely playing on the outside. But thankfully, conditions today seem to be much calmer than yesterday. Doesn't seem to be as much wind. So I think it's just going to be coming down to the case of the undulations of Oakwood being the challenge. I think you've just got to play this course pretty sensibly, take the pars, you can grab a few birdies, brilliant, but just limit the damage on this side and then try and build tomorrow if you can.
Yeah, thank you very much. And play well. So Dan James echoing the thoughts of others. Nothing silly. Keep the ball in play. 3 rounds is a long competition. Steve Bastin off the tee box. And that is probably going to be one of the longest tee shots you see. It's our national Kelmay National Tour champion 2025. Absolutely brilliant player, and yeah, that's going to give him a real good chance to get up towards that bunker, the least level with the bunker, and puffing up for an eagle and tapping birdie. We hope, as Carl did, as we assume Carl did. Dan James. Tighter line. Hopefully that should just settle in there. It's going to be unlucky if that picks up any more pace from there, and unfortunately it didn't stop and it's gone in. We know that part is dry. Nathan Sammy went there earlier. So a group of good hitters, not all the biggest hitters, but certainly good hitters. The tendency with a group like this is to try and outdrive each other, which is probably not the right thing to do on a course like this. Definitely a case of playing your own game. That looks like a very good tee shot from Lee Bennett. That's not going to come all the way down from there. I say with the rain we've had and the grass underfoot, it is holding in places as long as you're not silly. It's holding well. So Roy Roberts, nice and sensible off. Probably the better of the two brothers, but we'll see come the end of the weekend. One's got the looks and one's got the skill, apparently. luckily not in the same group this weekend. I've shared the Footgolf with them playing pairs in club league where they've been paired together. And it's not a pretty sight at times in the the brothers squabble during a pairs game. There you go. So since the drop-in at Pedham, they've been successful every time they've been in pairs. So probably a lot learned. So no more jackets for everyone. Jackets are off. T-shirt or polo shirts are on. Sun cream on, including myself.
Yeah.
So Dan James, just having a look at his ball, seeing if it can be played or whether he needs to pick up. I think there is a standing toe punt available from down there. I don't think it's a hazard kick. But given his size 13 feet, he should be able to get one on it. Just needs to progress it up the fairway, ideally out towards the left-hand side, avoiding anywhere near the path. There you go. So he has got it out. It has unfortunately gone over towards the path. It needs to get over and stick. Otherwise, that could be out of bounds. So golf has always been much about mental ability as well as the physical and skillfulness of it. This is the first hole of a 54-hole competition, so you can't lose it in the first hole, but you can certainly damage your mindset and start chasing the game. Let's hope he's remained in bounds over there. Lee Bennett up the fairway in a good position. I think ideally you want to be a bit further left than that. So, yeah, unfortunately, Dan James, who we interviewed on the tee box a minute ago, went out of bounds for his second, which was played out of the lake. Unfortunately, you just can't get there is no run up from there. It's a stand-in hazard shot, and his toe poke has gone out to the left-hand side. So Steve Bastin up into the bunker. That's not a bad place to be at all. It stops the ball rolling back down the hill. It stops it going on the path or certainly out of bounds on the left. So he's got a nice chip out from there up onto the top layer of the green. So Dan James places his ball back down into the hazard where he went out of bounds. But I think he's looking for relief. I guess they're going to be looking at the rule book here. We'll just come off while we sort this out.
Yeah.
Now pick the ball up and put it back to where you're playing.
Yeah.
Can you play it on the hazard?
Play it through previous. Yeah. Yeah, play it through previous. Yeah.
Yeah. So as suspected, he has to play it from where it was previously, even if that isn't a hazard. So, yeah, that'll be his par shot from there. Unfortunately, not the start that he wanted. But as we said, it's a long weekend.
To the tee.
See how he gets on.
Stop. Andrew Duffy. Not Buffalo. Go right.
Never.
I mean, I'm actually really good, mate. You enjoyed the look.
There we go. Look.
That's why I got the scorecard. Yeah. I'll give him a card because I don't know. What about me?
Last couple of years. That's all the truth.
So we never saw each other.
Yeah. So yeah, he obviously doesn't realise how bad the fires we've had. That's a very good.
So we'll just have a 2-minute break while these get their briefing, and then we'll pick it back up with you. Again, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you watching and listening. Feedback is always welcome. We are the Footgolf Association of England, and we are at the English Open hole 1 here on Oakwood. Once the last group is out from this hole, we're going to stop the feed and get out on the course and bring you some live action from around the course. So we'll watch these final couple of groups off, and then we will get mobile for you.
Touching the walls. You can go into the town. As long as you use what we do. Near point, nearest point. No problem. Ways to keep your golf carts if it depends. You've got a buggy on market, that's more sketchy. Right? Go now. Yeah.
Fast in there in the bunker too. Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, clever Scotty lad.
People have almost got massive, but no one's got massive.
Nice, mate.
He's got
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He wasn't there.
You will.
Yeah, that's such a birdie.
Start off a little more.
Okay.
Stop. Oh. Things weren't playing it from down there.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
Birdie was yesterday, but I won't have a birdie today.
Playing well.
Good luck, gents.
Squib's cheating.
Scub. No eye in it.
The Squib's cheat ball.
No? Good. All good. Did you have the trench rain?
Not us. Shot, mate.
So again, another trip into the pond, unfortunately, for Mucklow. And then one up the right-hand side. I think James Bryce will be happy with his start there. I'm just going to check everything is working over at the sound desk. Again, Seth Conway Media and his team here this weekend, as they were last year. Some amazing equipment and even more amazing people. Very lucky to have them here. So thank you to Seth Conway Media and the team. Bringing some coverage over the weekend. Both of these on. So we're watching them up at the top of the course. James Bryce has gone a bit out to the right-hand side. Just see them up. So the wind is getting up a little bit. There's a bit of cloud bubbling in the background, as you can probably see from the camera. Tom Stott, who looks like a different Tom this weekend with the moustache, but very, very good player. Just going up to mark his ball. He's sat on these, got it up to the top tier. So it's a putt across from the full length left to right. There's a lot of protection behind it on the right-hand side. There's not a bad place to be. James Bryce has got a very, very difficult shot from the right-hand side. But first, we'll recognise the slopey shoulders of Andrew Duffy. Familiar style to all from 150 yards away. Little stutter in. That's a very good line. It's got up the first tier. Is it going to climb the second tier? It does. That is a very, very good shot indeed. Gives himself a lovely chance of a birdie from there. It's a great shot from Andrew Duffy. One of the originals of Footgolf. Probably been playing at least 11 years or more now, I'm guessing. A regular England international. So James Bryce was out on that right-hand side. I think that's probably the best he could do from there. He's never going to get it anywhere near the pin, and it wasn't worth going up to the bank on the right. But he's on the green or the edge. So an outside of the foot swaz from Rob Mucklow. It's going towards the flag, and there's some claps. I'm not sure if that has gone in or not. I can't see from here, but that looked like an unreal shot. So hopefully after being in the hazard to start, he might have recovered that to finish the hole brilliantly. We'll see what he does. And he's tapping in, so that was a very, very good shot indeed. It must have been very close to going in. A great recovery from Rob there. So James Bryce, left to right across the green. protection behind. That looked as though it hit the flag. The flag was certainly wobbled or smashed as the ball raced across the green. And he's bending down to pick it up. So what a putt that was from James Bryce. So I wonder if Tom Stott got a read. Similar places. Left foot across the green. It looks like it stayed a little bit higher. I think it's gone up the bank and come down the other side. I can't quite see from this angle. He's just gonna, within a few inches, taps it in. So Andrew Duffy, be great to see this going. He's played the hole very sensibly and very, very well. So let's see what he can do from here. He's seen the others come across the green. Should have been able to pick up a little bit of a read. Sets it off. Unfortunately, just past the back. And comfortably finishing off. I think that was probably a par. So back onto the tee box. Okay, as we said, Ashbury Resort doing a great job helping us out this weekend, as always, with everything they do. We have water and bananas and apples here and around the course, both on Oakwood and Forest courses. This is the last group here on hole 1. So we will see this through to conclusion, and then we will take a short break while we go and reposition. So in this group, we have Carl Brown, Bobby Hopkinson. We have Chase McMullen and Peter Roberts. So let's see what they can do. Just grab a quick word with Bobby. Bobby, your thoughts on today and the weekend?
That's what they've done here at Ashbury's unreal with the courses, with the conditions we've had. So fair play for them for that. It's not got as many players in the men's category this year, so anything can happen. But you're certainly looking at your Bastins, your KBMs, your Parks. Certainly most will be up there. And it's just a case of trying to keep the gap with them to a minimal. So
and is the name Hopkinson involved in that mix?
It was last year. We'll see what he brings. I think this is the hardest course of the lot, of both. So we'll see what happens.
Good luck.
Cheers.
So some words from Bobby there. He's never short of a few words. Probably one of the most confident foot golfers on the circuit. An absolute boomer of the ball. That needs to stay high though. It's taken a very tiger line. He did say earlier on he might be able to get round the back, but I think that is wet, and I think unfortunately at that end of the pond, I'm not sure if it's playable. I think he probably thought he could get out and round the back with the distance that he's got. So one of our newer players. The ball sounds particularly lacking of air. Unfortunately, that's just gone in as well. But that will be in the dry part of the pond, so that should be playable. Better get a toe on that. So Peter Roberts. Casual, sensible. That should settle in there. There's a nice patch of rough and a very sensible, good start. Okay, so that is everyone off the first tee here at Oakwood. I think we'll probably follow them up the rest of the course with the cameras that we have out on the course. Then we'll take a short break and reposition, and we'll come back to you. But we'll see this one first. But thank you for joining us. Please follow, like, and subscribe, and we'll keep you updated with social media posts. And remember to follow that leaderboard and give you some updates as they come through when we go back live shortly. Thank you. Over there. I've got my microphones confused. I didn't know which was on.
That's still
Okay, perfect. Yeah, all good. Thank you. So we'll just take a little bit of a walk up the fairway, stretch the legs for today. I think we're doing commentary very often you're sat behind a desk for 7 hours watching it on the monitor, but Seth Conway Media is set up a roaming platform this weekend, so we can do both, depending on the weather, depending on the cameras, depending on the transmit
just a second.
abilities.
I need to plug it into here. Or do you want me just to move
So Roberts,
no, because I'm going to need you to go on to another.
Yeah.
If you unplug his audio for just a second. Are you going to turn it down? You're just going to need ditch the Hollyland. Yeah. So take it all off. Basically plug in, and we will.
Testing, testing. Okay, we are back live with you. We are just mobilising some cameras out on the course, but we do have some footage from earlier to bring you, and we will also bring you the latest leaderboards. As we said when we were left the recording earlier, the wind has picked up quite a lot. You will see the flags waving on 18, and out on the course it's certainly got a bit more difficult for those on both courses. So this is footage from hole 3. Ben Clark playing from the centre round the bunker. You can see how quickly that is, but it's nice and safe out the back there. So a sensible play. Stephen Kennedy, all blue today, thinking about using his left. He doesn't do that very often, but from the position he is, it's a very, very tight line, but steps into it and does the very, very sensible thing of the side foot. That just needs to settle at the back of the green there. I hope he's doing well out there. So we'll have a look at the scores in a minute. That's very, very sensible. Footgolf, you can practice as much as you want, but playing the game, and playing the game more importantly with good players, learning from them, is the best way to do it. And I think this will be great for Stephen. I hope it improves his game. But we will catch up with the scores in a minute as we watch this back. So I think this is Ali Janjua. Just have a look who's next to play. No, Ben Clark is next to play. Just looking at the options. So settles in. Needs to get it up over the edge and onto the green, and then it will turn hard right to left once it gets there. So up, turn in, turn in, turn in. Oh, and it's sat on the outside of the hole. Didn't quite turn enough. From practice yesterday, following people around and having a look, whilst it looks as though they're going to turn a lot of them are actually straighter than you think. There's a lot of putts being missed outside the hole when a straight or an inside of the cup will be more than sufficient. So Ali Janjua. Toe poke from just off of the green. Great swing action. That needs to roll out, and it does. That's a great putt from him. We'll be very, very pleased with that. So Stephen Kennedy, that was a really sensible shot there. I'm glad he did that. There's no point risking a left foot there. Just make sure he gets it on the green, near to the green, and just finish this and walk away. It'll be happy. And in it goes, right edge, but no pictures on the scorecard. Safely in for Mr. Kennedy. And Callum Haig to tidy up. And in it goes, and a little fist pump and clapping himself as it goes in. So I believe that was hole 3 at Oakwood. So we're moving on. We've caught them up with an ads live on hole. Okay, so still hole 3 with the next group of players coming through. See, this one rolls hard right to left all the way down the hill. That was James Bryce, I believe, or that could have been Chris Lewis looking at the make and model of the ball. So Talon and Nia on the tee box. Big swinger out to the right hand side, hugging that tree line. Needs to settle back in, trying to avoid the tree. It's okay. And then Zach Mattioli over from the US. Big swing in left foot. Again, out towards the safer side, slightly longer route in. But it stays away from the bunker, it stays away from the tree line, and it stays away from any trouble further down the course. So as we wait for them to come down, we will have a quick look at the leaderboards. So we'll start with the men's groups. So through 6 holes, Carl Baker May is 3 under par, which is an amazing start for the England captain. Second place is a gaggle of people at 2 under par, but Chris Anderson has navigated through 14 holes, 2 under. Gonzalo Novosad over from Argentina is 2 under through 9, as is Samo Marinisic, who was last year's winner. And then down from Scotland, sticking in a group, John Neal, Neil Shave and Callum Haig, all at 2 under par. The player we saw a moment ago, Ben Clark, 2 under through 7. Bastin 2 under through 4, so a strong start from Bastin through only those 4 holes, 2 under par. So any under par scores are going to be good through 9 holes, and then some of it's about hanging on. There's a bowl 13 through 11 through 15 on the back section of the course, which are very, very tricky. I think if you can come away with par across those, you'll be in a good shape. Tom Stott is the last of the players under par at 1 under through 4. So some very good scoring there. Let's have a look at how the women are getting on. So Claire Williams, 1 over through 4. Michaela Hill, 1 over through 4. And Jo Carr, 5 over through 4. So that's going to be a ding-dong battle this weekend between Claire and Michaela. Great to see Claire back on the course. They've always had a very, very good rivalry. Men senior, DJ Hamilton is playing very well, evens through 16. William Morrison, who last year, I believe, was the winner of the the men's senior. It was a playoff down Oakwood 18. So William Morrison is even through 9. Paul Bolton, our own board member and director of Footgolf Association, sitting in 3rd place, 2 over through 10 with Gary Fisher. Paul Hammond 3 over, Justin Yeats 3 over, Mark Nicholson 3 over. So that's tight there, but with DJ and William Morrison out in front at the moment. So you're watching pictures of Carl Baker May from earlier on hole 3, as we said. But bringing you the scores still, we have Marcel Lugier on the senior plus even through 7, with Mark Eaglestone even through 7, and also even through 5 is Nick Donferrio from Canada. And in the hotly contested junior category, they've not long been underway over out on the other course. Jamie Hammond, Oliver Baker, Harrison Baker and Connor Bennett, all evens through 3. That's going to be a very, very tight battle. Good to see Carl Dunn here and Alfie Fisher. One of his first games, not played much, obviously, with his dad this weekend, but great to see him out there. And 2 over through 3 is very, very good. That is the scores at the moment. As you see, Talon and Near's ball go towards the hole. He walks after it, knowing, unfortunately, he's under hit it. It was uphill, slightly into wind. The line was good, but not quite there. So, Chris Lewis always had a very lazy, lackluster looking technique, but very, very skillful and accurate. So Zach puts his ball down. See, the green's hard here for it to sit. Most players are coming in and just falling off the back or the side of the green. So settling in, finding his line, and up and turns in beautifully. So well done there. So Cole just from the back. So Carl Baker May started birdie on 1, birdie on 2. See him putt this out. Oh, and he's missed the birdie putt on 3. Unfortunately, that was for 3 in a row. So this will be a tidy up par. 4 for Carl Baker May, but a great start for him. And as you can see, we a little bit later looking at the scoreboard, 3 under through 7. So a great start for Carl. As we said, sitting in second and with a good start. One of the early players out was Christopher Anderson. Started par, birdie, bogey. Closed the front 9 out in 34. 1 under par. And then the back 9, which I say is probably the harder of the 2 sections of the course. Par, birdie, par. So Christopher Anderson going very, very well. Come into some good form lately and been very, very good with Pedham Place Footgolf. Okay, so we've picked this up at hole 10. Find out who this group is for you. So that looks like the tall, slender figure of Neil Shave from Scotland. So he's with Nathan Apasani, Lewis Williams, who's just in shot there, and Liam Wild. So Neil Shave across the green. Very, very good pace. He just rolled out to the right-hand side. And you can see the lip there. Luckily, this year the wind is against the back edge of that, so it shouldn't run off the back. So this one's pulling a little bit further to the left by the look of the camera shot. We'll see it come in. No, it's settled right in front of the hole. That should be a nice, easy tap in. So Nathan kindly marking the ball for Neil Shave. And that one finished off nicely by Liam Wilde. So Lewis Williams across the green. All of them have been a little bit tentative in getting it to the hole there. The wind is against. There is a little bit of a backstop, so shouldn't be too scared of it. But it is a long par 5, this one. Well in from Nathan. That's good to see. Nathan had a little bit of a treacherous start. Par bogey, bogey on 8. I believe that was a par there for him on 10.
Yeah.
And a little shot into the camera there. Beautiful. Posing in front of the camera. Who would do such a thing like that? So just back on the leaderboard. Cole Baker May 3 under through 7. Novosad 2 under through 10, as is Samo Marisek. John Neal 2 under, Neil Shave 2 under, Callum 8 2 under. So there is a large group of players between even and 2 under. That takes us to the top 17 players, with Cole Baker May a shot ahead early on here at 3 under par. As we said earlier, we got footage. We've got people on Oakwood, where we're focusing our attention at the moment. There is another group of players over on Forest Course, and tomorrow they will swap. So even though the scores at the end of today might look strongly or negatively in favour of some or other players, they would have played different courses in some cases, and will be swapping over tomorrow. So we will see how that goes. The sun is out again here. It's not, wind is still picked up, but we'll see how it goes. Out on the Forest Course are the seniors, the ladies, the juniors, the super seniors. So obviously they will have their own leaderboards. So the scores will look correct in their own categories, but all of the men over here on Oakwood today. So we are just anticipating some footage coming back from the other end of the course. We'll just take a short break from the microphone there and bring you that coverage as soon as possible. Thank you. So, some more footage for you. This looks like par 5 down the hill. So they're on the edge of the lake there. This is Novi Sad. So the tee shot comes from up the back down towards the lake, and then they need to swing out to the right hand side. See, everything feeds right to left there. That should slope that it will hit now. Onto the green, and that is an world-class shot. Wind at the back end of this course is quite protected there. That's absolutely brilliant. Let's get it that close from that far back. And running to be marked. Played this hole in practice yesterday, and the tee shot is almost up against the tree line on the right hand side, as is the second, so it's a long way out and round. Like I said, just marking his ball. So the next one coming in again, tighter line. He's going to be lucky if that doesn't go in the bunker. Sorry, this is Oakwood hole 11. Apologies. So Daniel Mon, right foot strike, again out to the right hand side. That needs to settle a little bit. Can go too far and run off the back. There's an out of bounds right through the back. I think that's probably settled in nicely. So we had, while we were on the break there, we had a torrential downpour. The winds got up. The winds actually changed direction as the rain came in. So the course has had a big soak in again. You can just see the top of his ball over the back there. So still in play, I believe. As a reminder, this group is Novi Sad, Marinesec, Popov, and Mon. So Daniel Mon from the back of the green plays it up over the hill onto the green. It should turn right to left off of the bank at the back, and that is a very good putt. Wow. He was very unlucky for that not to go in. This is a par 4. He's just counting in his head as he goes. So Popov from the back of the green, presented with his England shirt for the Development Cup at the opening ceremony last night. Lovely chap, plays out of London for golf. So side foot down, they're using the slope onto the green. It's going to stay straight. I don't think that comes back right to left. He just needs to make sure that it doesn't go over the back. Just settles in nicely. And use the slope to his advantage there to go close. So he'll probably go and mark that rather than just tap it in. No point taking any risks. So Samo from the bunker. Planting his left foot, and it'll be a chippy, trying to get some backspin on it. There it goes. Sort of caught it a bit flat. It's almost probably went a little bit further than he wanted. It's a bit like in golf when you catch it a bit thin. It probably went a little bit flatter and further than he wanted. So, Novi Sad across the green right to left, and it just dragged left. Just didn't start it enough out on the right. He'd be disappointed with that. The man who his skills and capabilities. So Marinasek puts his ball back down. And in it goes, no messing about there. And they will move on through the trees to hole 12. Hole 12 is a little bit of a drive away. So you can see we actually have the first group, I think, coming down 18 now. So this was Christopher Anderson, Chris Hopton, Amin Ali. It's a 3-ball, so they're probably a long way ahead of the rest of them behind because it's only a 3-ball, but we'll stay on 18 here and see these in. So as you can see, the sun has come back out and the wind has dropped a little bit. This group will be, as we say, further ahead than most. It's a 3-ball, so they're finishing nice and early. Get themselves into lunch and prepared for the pairs event this afternoon. And we'll probably get Chris Hopton, who's one of the board members of directors, to come and help us out for a bit, for a couple of hours. So that looked like Christopher Anderson looking to get it up onto the green. And they will jump back in the buggies. Chris Hopton has his ball in hand, so I'm not sure what's happened there, whether he's marked it or whether it's gone out of bounds on the left. You see the figure of Amin Ali walking up onto the green. Just going to mark a ball. That is the ball of Christopher Anderson. He's just marked as they bring the buggies down. And strangely, in the background, probably can't see it very clearly from here, it seems there's some golfers up on the pond. I'm not sure how far off course they've gone. That's a long way from where they should be. So the players walk back on to the green. Christopher Anderson has taken his jacket off. The weather is hotting up. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've probably got half hour. I think they're probably, well, yeah, we're going to have a big break. That needs to go back up volume.
For the minute, return sound here.
Okay. So we're just going to head up onto the green and have a look at this. Chris Hopton lining it up. So Chris Hopton. I think Amin Ali's just going to come and mark this. He knows the line. He's played this hole many times before. So it goes up onto the green. It comes down slightly. It's a very good pace. It's just drifted left as it's got over the ridge. That'll be a nice tap in. Mr. Anderson's just coming up where it turns off of that ridge that we just spoke about. And a good finish for Chris. So Christopher Anderson, it just took a skip off of the surface in front of him there. It will turn back a little bit, but for some reason that just held out. It's a little bit unfortunate there. So Amin will just play. Christopher's off the green. So Amin Ali from just off the green. This is pretty straight. Oh, it just come off his toe a little bit left, I think. I don't think there was much in that. I'll just mark that. Oh, and it's just drifted on the right-hand side. It's quite pacey. Come back and finish that off. And in it goes. And Amin Ali to finish. And that is the first group through 18 holes. So they will go and check the app and the scores. This scorecard will be returned to the lounge and the registration desk. And I suspect there's quite a big gap behind them. So we'll leave them there. Yes, please, if that's all right. Is that good?
Well, see if we can get them over here, that would be great. Sam, if you come back here. Okay.
covering me.
Yeah, good mate. Find it.
Oh, playing it blind. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll also have a look around the other course, aren't we?
Yeah.
Andrew, are you taking your body back? Are you going to the funeral? Yeah. I just wanted to check out your other course because you want them up against the world.
The car's only just there, so
Yeah.
we'll drop stuff in the car.
Yeah, so.
Have you got 2 minutes?
I'll walk over in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, the big interview.
We'll have to do it over there.
You bring the body up, so don't stand too close. Even.
Okay.
One under.
I saw you 2 under at one point.
Yeah, double glazed one in the hole. I got really far down off the tee, so I was out of position where I normally am.
Yeah.
So I was a lot further ahead, and then the ball just went for the water.
Yeah.
And I kicked it, and it went straight back in the water.
Oh, shit.
So it was just like, okay.
Seeing the amount of people that have been here today.
Yeah, I was so far wide, I was nearly under the cliff.
And then went in the water, played it out, and went out.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Leader after one round, so got usually out first.
So the first group are through 18 holes, as we said. We're joined by Christopher Anderson, clubhouse leader. Christopher, how was your round today? Please can you talk about the round and the course and feelings about this weekend, please?
For me, it's about visualization. So last night before I went to bed, I'm visualizing sort of where I'm going to put the ball and can I execute that. The game itself is a fine margin. So on this hole 18 here, I've just made a bogey, which was disappointing into the round. However, it's important that I don't let it beat me. So in terms of the course itself, it's a really nice course. It's for the time of year and the drought that we're currently having around the country. It's immaculate. The greens are the greenest we've ever seen. So that's a real testament to the people who work here. In terms of my round and feelings, I would say very much up and down. I'd like to dedicate today's round to Sally Wallach, who unfortunately passed away approximately a month ago, and today is her funeral. So I'm out first, and then I'm off to funeral. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who always supports me, and hopefully I've made it.
No, well done. You always make people proud. We love you back at Pedham, what you've done this season. So we wish you well this afternoon, but I know that's forefront of your mind. But thoughts for tomorrow on Forest and what you're hoping to achieve over there?
One of my close friends, Jem Brothel, has a saying, which is don't play, and she has a word which I'm not allowed to repeat. So that's what I'm having in my mind. I'll visualise where I want to put the ball in the spots tomorrow and execute. If I can do that, then I'll hopefully be in the final group. If I'm in the top 12 as a target, that's what I'll take. But it's all about enjoyment for me. So it's
And even you've got to be happy with that. Look at some of the scores on there. It's not a course where we're going to get anything more than 4, 5, or 6. So it keeps you in the mix.
I think for certain players, trying to look at the target of a score, it's about the process. So have I teed off well? Yes. Have I approached well? Have I putted? Yes. So it's about putting the process together rather than looking at a target. It's always nice to beat the course, and having been here numerous times and not beat the course, I'll always take par or better.
No, we hope this afternoon goes well for you, and we look forward to catch up with you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Cheers. So we are going to conclude our morning footage there. We've seen the first group through, but that was a 3-ball, so we've probably got half an hour before the next group come through. We've had some technical difficulties this morning that we're wrestling with in the background, but we hope you've enjoyed the footage. We're going to close the feed there for about half hour and then come back fresh and ready to go with all of these groups on and good coming back through. So thank you for watching the FIFG 500 English Open 2026 from the Ashbury and Manor Resorts. We will come back to you shortly. Thank you very much.